Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade blasted Gennady Triple G Golovkin for not accepting the fight and instead taking on Steve Rolls. Stay tuned, coming up next.
Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, WBO middleweight champion, blast Gennady Triple G Golovkin for not accepting the fight, his first fight on DAZN, instead opting to go the route of facing Steve Rolls, who was 19-0 at the time. Demetrius Andrade said he had the opportunity, that being Golovkin, to accept the fight, his first fight on DAZN for a title for the WBO middleweight strap, and he opted to go a different route. He blasts him, says that this is why Canelo, Oscar De La Hoya, told you to go get a belt, because they already knew this. They knew that we were in negotiations. They knew that you, he says that, thus is the reason why Oscar De La Hoya told you to go get a belt, because they knew we were in negotiations. They knew we were talking, and they knew that you said no way, no how, that you and your promoter, Tom Loeffler, opted to go the route of Steve Rolls, which they feel like you thought that that was the easier route, and ensure yourself a trilogy fight with Saul Canelo Alvarez, who's the unified middleweight champion, right? So Canelo Alvarez now holds the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF titles. Gennady Golovkin doesn't hold any titles, as he lost those to Saul Canelo Alvarez, and Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade holds the WBO titles, right? So they said that, Oscar De La Hoya tweeted out after Golovkin win, great win, but now take on somebody, a real opponent, and get a belt, and then come see us, right? It's no secret that Canelo Alvarez is not highly excited about having a trilogy match between himself and Gennady Golovkin. He felt like that chapter is already closed, but he said that if the fans want it, then that's what he'll give the fans. After Gennady Golovkin signed with DAZN, it was evident that fight between himself and Canelo Alvarez was definitely on the horizon. Canelo Alvarez really wants to fight for undisputed. Thus the reason why he's pointing Gennady Golovkin in the direction of Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, saying go collect that strap, and then once we fight for a trilogy fight, it would be for undisputed, and it would be that much more bigger than the previous two, right? Gennady Golovkin chose to go the route of Steve Rolls, instead to assure himself in a position to put himself in a position to have a trilogy match with Canelo Alvarez. He's not too sure. A fight between Gennady Golovkin and Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade would possibly be a victory for Demetrius Andrade. The way that Gennady Golovkin looked on this past Saturday night against Steve Rolls, he was getting hit. Steve Rolls was very timid, and he didn't want to let his hands go. He wasn't sure himself. But when he did let his hands go, he was tagging Gennady Golovkin very, very easily. He was tagging Triple G very, very easily. So if that was Boo Boo Andrade, Boo Boo Andrade would not have been getting caught with those overhand left hooks and those overhand right hooks, right? He would have avoided those. And he's in a southpaw stance. He's much younger. He's much quicker. It looked to me, I know a lot of people stated that it looks like Gennady Golovkin had some rust, but it looked to me more like Father Time was catching up to him, right? More than it was ring rust. He looked slow. He looked like he wasn't the better athlete. Steve Rolls was definitely the better athlete in there. Steve Rolls was just timid. He was intimidated by the situation, by the moment, and by the Gennady Golovkin. You could see it from the opening bell. He was kind of shaking. He didn't want to throw anything with any type of significance on it. And, he just looked shaky the entire time. If that was Demetrius, and he had success, right? He won the second round clearly. He was hitting Gennady Golovkin with big shots. But with that said, if that was Demetrius Andrade, I'm pretty sure Demetrius Andrade would have been moving around. He would have been dancing on him. His boxing skills, his boxing IQ, his southpaw stance, and he has power. He has a great jab on top of it, and he's very slick. I think he would have outclassed Gennady Golovkin on that night. And I think that Tom Loeffler and Gennady Golovkin understands this, That's the reason why they don't want to put him in the ring, Triple G in the ring with Demetrius Andrade, because they know the possible outcome is more likely that Andrade will win that fight than Golovkin, and they want another big payday in Saul Canelo Alvarez. And I don't think at this point in time they actually care what the outcome of that fight is, as long as they get that fight. So Demetrius Andrade is disappointed. He's going at Gennady Golovkin, stating that, listen, I want the fight. You know, he has a fight coming up with Selecki June 29th, the same night as Jamal Charlo, oddly enough. Jamal Charlo will be taking on Brandon Adams June 29th, which was the original opponent that Gennady Golovkin wanted, was Brandon Adams. And Jamal Charlo came in, swooped in, and snatched up Brandon Adams from Golovkin. So that left Golovkin with to choose, and Demetrius Andrade was available, but they opted to go the route of Steve Rolls, and Demetrius Andrade opted to go the route of Selecki. So that's a hell of a fight. That's a tough fight for Demetrius Andrade, to say the least. And I think that Jamal Charlo, I don't think it would be so much of a tough night. Brandon Adams is a tough guy, but I think Jamal Charlo is going to get him out of there pretty early. I don't see it going past the 5th round. But with that said, you know, Demetrius Andrade is calling for a fight with Golovkin. Canelo Alvarez really doesn't want to go the route of Golovkin. He's going to be forced. It seems like he's being forced into that route. He feels like that chapter is already closed in his career. He wants to move on to bigger things. He wants to become undisputed, actually. So I'm pretty sure Canelo had a choice. He would go the route with Demetrius Andrade. But he's being pushed towards Golovkin. So I think that Canelo Alvarez truly wished that Golovkin would have went on and fought Demetrius Andrade. Then the winner he would have fought on September, Mexican Independence Day weekend, for undisputed, and it would have made it huge. But seeing as though Golovkin doesn't have a title, you know, it takes some luster away from it. And Canelo Alvarez, I think, feels like it's more of a lateral move. It's a stagnant move for Canelo Alvarez. He's ready to move on. But Demetrius Andrade is calling him out. He has a tough opponent in front of him. Let's see how he fares with him, and let's see where this goes. But that's all I got, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media World. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade blasts Gennady Golovkin, saying that you could have fought me. You chose to take the easy route in hopes of securing yourself a trilogy fight with Canelo Alvarez. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
The Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the